I wish to recognize the following schools who are in the speakers gallery. Eronge Adventist School from Bochari constituency, Kisii County. Tasai School from Embakasi West constituency, Nairobi County. Garissa Academy from Garissa Township constituency, Garissa County. You're all welcome. Okay, proceed, Honorable Pukose.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I stand to second this bill. I stand to second this bill, the Food and Feed Safety Control Coordination Bill 2023. Madam Speaker, on the onset, I want to thank my colleague, the Chair Agriculture, the Honorable Mutunga, member for Tigania West, for having graciously co-chaired this bill together with me. I also want to thank the office of the Majority Leader that was also ably represented during our public hearings on this bill, on public participation, that we were able to do consultations with the office of the Majority Leader, being the major sponsor of this bill. Honorable Speaker, we had many interested parties in this bill, both from the Ministry from Agricultural sector and also the health. We had the PS Health representing the team. We had also members of the Public Health Union coming and making their presentations. And we had also CAPES and other AFA and other institutions who came in with their amendments and proposals. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank both the Committee of Agriculture and the Committee of Health for having actually attended all these meetings, and we had enough quorum and a lot of interest in this bill in far as creating this coordination body that will coordinate the public institutions in food and feed safety. Honorable Speaker, this office is a state office. And at one stage, we were debating whether it should be domiciled in agriculture or domiciled in the Ministry of Health. But we feel that this is one of those offices that will be under the presidency, and through the executive order, the president will be able to place it properly within the presidency so that it can be able to coordinate all these other competent public institutions that are involved in food and feed safety. Honorable Speaker, one of the biggest challenges in this country is how to bring all these bodies together, how to bring the public health side together, how to bring those in the agriculture sector together, to make sure that the food that we feed and the food that we take to sell in other markets in the national community meets the standards. At one stage, Madam Speaker, we were debating on whether do we adopt international standards when it comes to food or the national standards. And I think it became a very heated debate. But lastly, I think we agreed that, you know, Kenya adopts international standards. And if we have to go to the market, then we must use the international standards that are agreeable internationally. Although other countries, their standards might also differ. But all in all, we must be able to go with the international standards, because that creates room for us to be able to make sure that if we are going to take our food out of our country, especially those who involved in food business, then that food must be able to meet international standards. We are talking of avocados, we are talking of maize, which might be able to sell within other regions, and many other foods that our country is able to produce, tea, coffee, and many other foods. We're also talking of animal feeds. And once we have this food and feed safety coordination controller, then we expect that this controller is able to bring all the public institutions together. It's able to bring those public institutions together to ensure that the food and the feed, both to our animals and both to ourselves, meets those required standards. The majority leader has given issues about at times you even watch, at times you are traveling on the road and you look at some of the vehicles, lorries, carrying vegetables. The vegetables are carried in a lorry and in an open place with all dust falling into it. So I think that will be things of the past. At times you walk along the road and you see also people involved in meat butcheries, carrying meat in their bags. I think these are things that should be able to be done away with. And I remember at one time, even we had motorcycles and the bicycles bringing food to other institutions. I wouldn't want to say it is parliament, but when we were in the food and catering committee, we saw that some motorcycle bringing food for members to eat in parliament. So I think these are things that should be done away with, and with the food and feed safety controller in place, we expect that they'll be able to come up with regulations. And some of those regulations are best enforced through self-regulation, whereby you as an individual who is involved in food and feed safety must make sure that the food that you're going to give to somebody else to eat is fit for yourself to consume. Not just for business, but you feel that this food is good food, safe, it is not going to be harmful to anybody else. Because when you look at our Constitution, Article 43, 1D, and Article 46, 1D, it ensures that the food that we are providing must be safe and good and make sure that it is healthy for the person who is going to consume. So with those two remarks, Madam Speaker, I want to second.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that the Food and Feed Safety Control Coordination Bill, National Assembly Bill number 21 of 2023, be read a second time. Let me give the first opportunity to member for Garissa Township first, because he's got students here from his constituency.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. On behalf of the House,